is a table showing the percentage of workers in three different sectors in two respective periods. In 1972 to 73 and 2017 to 18. These are the what two respective periods. How is percentage of workers in these three sectors: agriculture, industry, services? So what do you observe here? We observe here the largest employment we find in agriculture sector with 74%, and it decreased to 44 percentage by 2017 and 18. Industries where employment is 11 percentage, that increased to 25%. Service sector, which employment is 15 percentage, increased to 31%. So what is the overall observation here? Employment opportunities increased in industries and services, so that employees working in agriculture sector decreased from 74 to 44%. As government brought industrial policy encouraging the industries by allotting funds, employment in industries increased from 11 to 25%. Similarly, in service sector also it is increased from 15 to 31%. But here still we find agriculture is dominant in providing employment. The largest sector of providing employment is agriculture sector in 2017 and 18. Still, agriculture sector is giving a large employment for the people. Instead, then how can we understand this table? To understand this table thoroughly, we should move to the another graph, which is what to call given here in textbook. That is what to call a bar diagram is given in textbook. This is the bar diagram. What does it shows? It shows the income from the three sectors. In 1972 to 73, from agriculture sector, what is the income here? It is 2,45,479 rupees instant. Then what is the income from industrial sector in 1973 to 74? It is 1,05,575. And from service sector it is 2,59,509. Listen very carefully. In agriculture sector, the employment was 74%. In industrial sector, it was 11%, the employment. and from services it is 15%. This is the employment in three sectors. Now look at here, what is the employment in service sector in 73 and 74? 15%. It is 15%. And what is the income contribution? That is 2,59,509 rupees. And what is the employment in agriculture sector at that time? 74%. Then how much income is coming from the agriculture sector? That is 2,45,479. So where do we find a high income? It is in service sector, right? That is 2,59,509 rupees, where employment is just 15%. So largest sector of employment is agriculture sector, but its income contribution is just 2,45,479, right? And coming to the change in its income contribution from the three sectors, what do we see here? There is a high growth of income in service sector, right? Look at here, the green color shaded is service sector, which contribution was 2,59,509 rupees in 73 and 74 year, increased to 38,67,681 rupees. Then what is the increasement of employment in service sector? It is from 15% to 31%. 31%. So there is a net increase in employment is approximately 15%. Just 15% of employment increase in service sector contributed a high income growth from service sector. That is 38,67,681 rupees from 2,59,509 rupees. So which of the sector is giving a good income to the nation? It is a service sector. Okay. In which of the sector we find still employment is high? It is agriculture sector. In agriculture sector it was 74%, and that decreased to 44% employment. Though agriculture sector employment is high, its contribution increased from 2,45,479 rupees to 8,548 rupees. Employment is high in agriculture sector, but its contribution is low. So which of the sector contribution high to the national income? That is service sector. It means that we should focus on service sector, because a little increasement in employment given a good contribution to the national income. So it should be focused. That is the first thing. Second thing is that here employment in agriculture sector is 44%, but its income is very low compared to the service sector and industries. It means that there are more number of workers in agriculture sector than required. That means extra workers are there in agriculture sector. it is not appearing clearly. How do we look unemployees? Okay, when a person is not working completely, we can say that he is unemployed. But some are unemployees in agriculture sector, it is not appearing there. When you look at agriculture sector, it shows that it is contributing of 44 percentage of employment. That means 44 percentage of employment it is giving, but actually it is not giving 44 percentage of employment. Okay, if it is 44 percentage of employment, then the income should be more and more than the income of the service sector, but it is low. It means that there some of the workers in agriculture sector, their work is nil, that is zero. So this is the table. We have to compare with that bar diagram. So agriculture sector contribution is very, this table says that still the employment burden is there on agriculture sector. Okay, because its employment is high, but its contribution to the national income is low. Whereas service sector employment increased just 15 percentage, that is from 15 percentage to 31 percentage, but its contribution is increased what you call from 2,59,509 to 38,67,681. So there the income contribution is high. So here this is very essential to know which of the sector contribution is good for the national income. Which one? For the national income. Okay, what is a national income? It is income from all the three sectors. So which of the sector contribution is high to the national income? That is service sector. Which one? Service sector. So to know this, which of the sector contribution is high to the national income, we need to what to call study these three sectors, employment and its production. Okay, this is very essential. So national income is denoted in economy as GDP. What do we call national income in economics? GDP. GDP stands for gross domestic product. Gross domestic product. Here top I'm right. Product. Gross in the sense total. Domestic means within the nation. Okay, whatever is produced within the nation from these three sectors, their value to be taken, so that we can find out the national income. Understand? So now the question is, how do we estimate GDP? Okay, how do we calculate GDP, that is gross domestic product? In the previous chapter we have seen, generally we can classify people, those who are rich and poor, by their income. Which one? Income. So here too also, in general we can classify the income from the three sectors, the income of the nations. It is very essential to know that whether a nation is moving towards progress or not. Understand? If a national income continuously increases, then we say that that nation is moving towards development. How can we say that the nation is moving towards development? by its income. Okay, that means its income should go on increasing uh, as there is a change from one year to another year. Okay, from last year to this year and this year to next year, the income should increase. Then we say that the nation is moving towards development. So it is very essential to know the income of nation, that is GDP. Okay, then how do we calculate GDP? Understand, this is the question, very important. So how do we calculate GDP? We see here. Understand, so how do we find here a family is rich or poor? By looking to their income. Understand, right? Those families income is high, we says they are rich. Those families income is low, we says that they are poor. Okay, so this is one thing to say in general who are rich and who are poor. Okay, but for a nation it is essential to know the income of a nation. Okay, what is it? Income of a nation. How do we get income of nation? What is by income of nation? Income of all the people, or income of all the sectors, income of all livelihoods. Understand, there are many people producing different goods. So how do we calculate GDP here? Understand, whether we have to take that how many vehicles are produced in a nation, or whether we have to take that how much food is produced in a nation, right? Whether we have to take that how many hospitals are there, how much furniture is there, how many tires are produced, uh, it is big difficulty. So economists suggested, instead of taking the goods, okay, whatever the goods produced here, instead of taking the number of goods, they suggested to take the value of the goods and services. Okay, so here the total value of the goods and services will tell what is GDP for a nation. Understand, so we use the total value of goods and services produced in a nation. Okay, here